When I started cloth diapering, I would have never imagined that I would want or need cloth pads. But today, I'm going to tell you how they recently saved my life. Hey, I'm Jamie, the creator of ClothCuties.com, a site designed to encourage you to cloth diaper your baby. From an infant through the toddler years, I've got the tips and tricks you need to simplify your cloth diapering experience. Welcome back to the channel, y'all. I tell y'all one thing, us Texans did not have Snowvid 2021 on our bingo card. This winter storm literally changed the game and exposed so many weaknesses in our local systems and government. We were not prepared. Another thing that I could not have timed was lovely Sister Flo. She came one day before the lights went out. Hashtag worst timing ever. As we found ourselves in the dark, freezing cold, unable to go to stores, I could not have been more proud in that moment to own my own cloth pad stash. It became a lifesaver, y'all. Now, I know you're looking at me sideways talking about cloth pads, but if you can wrap your mind around cloth diapers, surely you can wrap your brain around cloth menstrual pads. For you visual learners, we're going straight to the demo. Okay guys, for this demo, the first thing that I want to show you is that cloth pads usually come with a small little wet bag. It's small, it's discreet, something you can easily grab that no one will know what you're running with to the bathroom. Inside this wet bag, I have 2 cloth pads. The purple one is a regular size cloth pad, and as you can see, it has 2 snaps that comprise the wing, and it has an inner liner that looks pretty similar to what you'd imagine from a cloth diaper. Now, the first thing to note is that cloth pads are made with similar materials to cloth diapers. They're made with cotton, microfleece, bamboo, similar materials to what we use in cloth diapers. And generally, the part that touches your skin is usually made of a natural fiber, so like a cotton, a hemp, or bamboo. The inner core may use a synthetic material to boost absorbency. This particular cloth pad has a terry cotton outer layer. This is a longer one, and I want to just show you the difference for size. This white one is a super pad. It's longer. I use it for overnight. It works really well. So the purple one is a regular size 10-inch pad, and the white one is a longer one that's used for heavier cycles or for nighttime. Now, ladies, you all know how a pad works, but for demonstration's sake, I will show you a couple things. One, cloth pads often have wings. I love wings on disposable pads, and I especially love them on cloth pads, but you use them to fasten the pad to your underwear. Now, I have never had any issues with bunching or creasing, but cloth pads do sometimes tend to move around pretty easily. They slip on your underwear because they do not have any kind of adhesion material on the outer layer. Now that I've shown you how easy cloth pads are, let me tell you about the pros. The first pro that I have is that cloth pads offer the same benefits that you love about cloth diapers. They're breathable, economical, good for the earth, easy to use on the go, pandemic and winter storm friendly. The next pro is that I've seen several moms who can attest that they have had very painful cycles and that using menstrual cups or cloth pads decreases the amount of discomfort that they're in. Some of the pain and irritation can be exacerbated by the plastics, the artificial fragrances, the chemicals and gels that are in disposable products. For many people, these cloth pads are a game changer. The third pro is that depending on the material used to construct your cloth pads, they can neutralize odor. So, no period smell. The next pro is that they're quiet. We've all been the lady in the restroom fiddling with that plastic wrapper, announcing to the whole bathroom that here we are with our pad. It's so embarrassing. With cloth pads, you don't have that issue. The next pro is that there's no bunching and no adhesive adhering to your skin, your hair, your undies. We've all been tugged a little. That mess hurts. The last pro that I have for cloth pads is that they wash really well. I usually throw my cloth pads in with my towels to wash, and I have had no issues. Actually, my first set of cloth pads I purchased around the same time that I started cloth diapering, so that's at least 4 years ago. And so far, they've hung out really well. A bonus tip is that some pads, depending on what's in them and what they're made of, can go in the dryer. But make sure you look at your brand's instructions on how to properly care so you can get the most bang for your buck out of your cloth pad stash. Now, let's flip this thing and let's talk about the cons. The first con that I have is almost the antithesis of what I just said. Yes, these pads wash well, but the con is that you have to wash them. You're not throwing these away. I know you might find it icky, but like I said, if you can get your head around cough, diapers, and poop, you can get your mind around handling a cloth pad. So you do have to wash them. You do have to care for them and maintain them. They're not going in the trash can, y'all. The second con I have is that you really have to be considerate about your particular cycle. Like, let's think about this. If you have a heavier flow, you really have to think about how often you change your pads, because in this circumstance, you might have to change your pads more often to make sure that you're not leaking through them. For some people, that might take more effort and that might take more changes throughout the day. But in my case, I have not experienced having to change a cloth pad any more frequently than I have changed a disposable pad. So if this is something that you're into, make sure that you spend time researching and finding the pad and the construction and the materials that works best for you. The last con, but probably the most important con, is that they are more expensive than your disposable counterparts. For this analysis, we're going to take a brand of disposable pads that I like called the Honey Pot Company. They offer a 20-pack of regular size wing pads for $8. Similarly, a regular size pad with wings of the cloth variety is going to run you, hold your horses, between $20 and $35 for 3. Yes, that seems like a lot, but just wait till the end. Now, let's say you have a 5-day cycle. That one pack of disposable $8 pads should be able to get you through the week. Similarly, if you do not want the hassle of washing your pads during your cycle, you're going to need about 21 pads to get you through 5 days of a cycle. That's being generous. That's like 4 changes a day for 5 days. On the conservative end, if you are building a complete stash of 21 pads, that's gonna run you about $140, eek, which is quite a bit more expensive than a whole year's worth of Honey Pot Co. disposable pads. If cost is your primary goal and objective, then cloth diapering on the surface does not feel worth it. But you have to remember that the value of cloth pads, just like with cloth diapering, comes over time. So you'd be buying these 21 pads that would get you through month 1, month 2, so on and so on. You don't have to buy disposables. And after we get past 1 year of using cloth pads, they have definitely earned their value. The key is the value is gained over time and not with the initial purchase. That wraps up my 3 cons. Now, you will like cloth menstrual pads if you want the same goodness that you put on your baby in mommy form. I feel like I need to add this disclaimer in. Although we assess the price of cloth pads in comparison to disposables, you really have to consider that you don't have to buy a whole stash of cloth pads at once. Matter of fact, I use cloth pads in conjunction with a menstrual cup. I use them with disposables. However, I'm just now adding to that because they can be pretty steep in price. But it's worth it, as I said, over the long run if you don't have to buy disposable pads every month. So feel free to only take like a small bite out of this thing. You don't have to go the whole road at one time. As always, with cloth diapers or cloth pads, mama, make sure you do what's right for you. All right, guys, that wraps up this video. I am super excited to share cloth pads with you. I've been wanting to do this video for a while, but it just became so urgent and so needful after we had this winter storm that really crippled us down in Texas. I'm telling you guys, we could not get to stores for days. I know that sounds exaggerative and all of that and dramatic, but it really was that bad. And if you didn't have what you needed, if I didn't have some of my pre-folds, I actually don't know I would have made it through the week. With that, my cloth pad stash came in handy for me. If you're someone who's considering this or been thinking about it, go ahead and take the leap. I think it's worth it and I would totally recommend it. If you have found this video useful, make sure you hit like, hit that thumbs up for me, and also subscribe to our channel so you never miss another video. Go ahead and head over to our blog at clothcuties.com for more information to help simplify your cloth diapering experience. Talk to you later, guys. Bye.